mig lige temaet. We used like an hour or so to find the right clip in the movie, and now it disappeared. So I don't know if I can find it again.
But maybe we will tell the point.
The point is that at one point Indiana Jones is driving in a motorcycle through a library, tossing around inside this library, and he's tilting tables and chairs all over the place. And when the motorcycle is still, a student approaches him and asks him, what do you think of this guy who has this theory about? And he just says, very nonchalant, you don't have to think about theories. If you want to be an archaeologist, get out of the library. That's the point.
It's a good.
So maybe we will find it afterwards. And now we got your attention. In the following minutes, this team of lecturers from all over here, from a lot of different campuses, will introduce you to our Idea Aging program. My name is Sebastian, and I come from Campus Holstebro.
My name is Erika Brandt, and I come from Campus Randers.
My name is Mette Thomassen, and I come from the Temple of Doom, also known as Campus Horsens.
Yeah. And I'm Bridget Wu Nielsen, I'm from Aarhus, and I'm the priest.
Jan Olga Rasmussen from Campus Randers.
Yes, and my name is Annette, and I come from Campus Randers.
The Idea Agent program is a tool designed to bridge the gap between education or higher education and our incubator program in the year. The program continues 5 different workshops and tasks between the workshops. So the students have to work between every workshop, doing different kinds of tasks. In the first workshop, the students are met with this the requirement of obtaining knowledge about preferred behavior and the other students' resources. To achieve this, we use a tool called Estimate, a tool we use to get into a dialogue with the students about their own preferred behavior and how other students prefer to work. An Estimate profile are generated from a series of questions about preferred behavior in different situations, and the profile are presented in 4 colors. Each color presents genetic conditionary characteristics who we need to obtain life during the evaluation. No, you say? Yeah. We want to obtain something. We want to make relationships with others. We try to gain knowledge or insights about a lot of things. And we wish to control situations, defend ourselves and those close to us.
Yes, thank you, Sebastian. When visualizing the idea, we introduce the students to using dream boards and vision boards. We also introduce them to use graphical visualization or recording and graphic facilitation. Also, the purpose is to stimulate the students to reflect upon their idea through pictures and drawings. What does the product look like? What does the product feels like? Maybe even what does it smell like? And which mood does it put the user in when using the product? About 80% of all people perceive the world through pictures. But the education system, not only in Denmark, but probably all over the world, is typically not facilitating this skill as it is viewed upon as a non-academic skill. And this means that most people lose this skill in their teens and preteens. For most students, rediscovering their drawing skills results in an enhanced awareness of design, creativity and reflection, leading to more detailed, clarified and realistic products. Thank you.
On the second workshop, the students also work with social media in relation to their idea. The approach is not about technology, nor about getting a huge amount of likes. It is, however, about communication. It is about understanding the conditions of communication on the different digital platforms. It is also about understanding the logic and the culture in different online communities. And then it's about gift economy. It's about giving away something that holds value for the receiver. And we use blogs a lot, actually. The students' ideas vary a lot, and therefore their needs and wishes regarding social media also vary. Some of them need to get feedback from people from all over the world who share their interests. Some of them need to find, engage and communicate with potential customers, and some of them need to investigate the possibilities of crowdfunding. We encourage them to test their idea, attract potential customers, and begin networking by being generous. If, for example, they want to sell a book, they can give people a sneak peek or 1 or 2 chapters. They can get valuable feedback from future readers and fans, and they can easily see if people come back for more or not.
At Idea Agent, we encourage our students to use a lean startup approach. We use the Build, Measure, Learn framework and ask the participants to put the least minimum viable product out to the market and gather feedback. Because in order to learn through entrepreneurship, you really need to get out of the building, as Dr. Jones would have said in the start. And you really also need to build and activate your network. And this is what we do with the early prototyping focus on the third workshop. With me today, I brought a few examples, some of the more advanced examples. These are 2 different issues of the Revolve magazine. It is developed by students, international students that came to Denmark and really needed information, student-centered information in English. They couldn't find any. So they made their own magazine, and they actually did 5 issues and have now evolved into an online platform called Students 360. So this was the start, and the next level is online. I also brought with me today a model of a fully sustainable off-grid dirt house, built by and designed by students, and the live house you can actually find at Campus Horsens. The idea behind it is to actually build and research and design an off-grid, fully sustainable dirt house, and share the information online for free, so everyone everywhere in the world can go in and build a house just like this. I got some more information material. And then we also have Danish Aesthetics. It started as an online community focusing on clean workouts, so sculpt your body without the use of hormones. And now they have added on a web shop where you can buy shakers and gears for your exercises. On the 4th workshop, we introduced the business model canvas. It is a conceptualization tool that we use to challenge the students to think about potential markets, value creation, organization, economy, and this serves as a timeout for the students who are solely focusing on the product or the service that they're going to provide. They have to put it in the context, and this is how we use it. As an extension, we introduced the business model canvas as a process tool where the students can identify their knowledge gaps, and they're asked to identify the most critical assumptions, go out and test them. And this is aiding them in the process of finding their next best step in their entrepreneurial process. This is how we teach them to navigate in the chaos. The business model is also the foundation of the pitch. We teach the students the NABC pitching method on the 4th workshop as well, where they address the need, they explain their approach, the benefits, and lastly they explain why their solution is better than the competitors are.
Yes. And now I'm going to talk about the non-verbal pitch. Not that I'm not going to say anything, but when you read books or see videos of the perfect pitch, they very often forget to talk about the non-verbal message. And I think it's very important, and I think it's common knowledge among all of us that there are rules in communication, and it says that 7% is the relative impact of the words, 38% is the tone of your voice, and 55% is your body language. And now I'm going to give you 3 rules about this body language. You have to think about how to enter the room, how do you open the door, how do you enter here, how do you get the attention from the audience. Are you going to jump, are you going to make a lot of noise, or are you going to shout? You have to be, there has to be balance in the room. You can stand here, and if you go over here, you can't stay here forever. You also have to go to the other side. So this was rule number 1, playing with the room. Rule number 2 is your own tools. You have the voice. Is it going to be loud? Are you going to have breaks? I don't have so much time. You have to think about the way you use your gesture. If you're very, very nervous and you have to do like this, perhaps you should put it in the pocket. And you could use them a lot, even too much, like a bird, and that would be too much. So you have to be in between the pocket and the birds. The 3rd rule is a very important one. When you do a pitch, you have to be an improviser. You have to use it when the light is out. Suddenly the light is out, it's dark. Your computer breaks down. Someone leaves the room. And another one starts to laugh in the back, totally out of concept. Then you have to use it. You have to play with it, because if you don't do it, they will not hear your perfect pitch. Instead, they will have their attention another way, another place. Yes?
Yes, at the last workshop, the idea agents have to presentate their idea and start up for a panel, and we gather the panel with 3 or 4 persons. Often we have an experienced entrepreneur who has a startup with a topic that matches the campus educations. We have politicians who's in charge of business development, representative from the local business council, perhaps some investors, or the students can invite their own networks, stakeholders as well. And the panel, they have to give feedback, constructive feedback, to identify the next best step for the startups, for the students, in relation to the students' ideas. After the presentations, we celebrate the participation of the idea agents, and they get the diploma for the participation. We hope that the students have gained knowledge and skills and courage to be a part of the student incubators, so that they have the opportunity to apply for a membership, so they can work on their startup. Yes. We have a video, so we're able to see how the students, what's their impression of the students of the program. Yeah. Okay.
My name is Darius, and I went to VIA in campus Horsens. Now, when I started studying, my friend and I had an idea to do a startup. We wanted to do a print and media magazine. Now, we had a lot of cool thoughts and a lot of ideas on what to do, but we didn't really know how to move forward. We didn't know what is the next best step. So we decided to join the Idea Pilot course from the VIA Student Incubator. And by joining this course, we got 2 main things out of it. First of all, we figured out what is important. So we knew what we needed to do, what we shouldn't do, maybe what is important, what is not important. And we got a very clear idea as what is the path that we need to take this company. Now, secondly, we got a lot of practical tools. So at the end of the course, we knew what we needed to do. We had everything we needed to do it. So we took the company off the ground. A couple of years later, about 3 years later, we ended up splitting the company. And me and both my co-founder, we have split. And we both run these two companies individually. We have graduated. We work in the companies full-time now, so we can finally call ourselves entrepreneurs. It's hard to say whether or not we'll be able to do it without joining the IDEA pilot course. What I do know for sure, that it put us on a fast track. It helped us get to where we are much quicker, which I don't think would be possible if we wouldn't join the course in the first place.
That was a good.
Thank you.